Hello and welcome to the weekly moon update. In these videos, we talk about the moon energy and a little bit of astrology for the current week. In this video's case, we're talking about December 9th through the 15th. So we had our first quarter week last week, which means the moon was half full or half lit. And this week it will continue to grow in a waxing gibbous moon until our full moon on Sunday. We have a full moon in Gemini at the very end of the week. So the energy and the light is going to continue to increase as we make our way through the week. We've got extra oracle cards this week as well. If you are not watching this when it premieres on Sunday evening at 8:30 p.m., then do check out the timestamps in the description box below so that you can jump to any part of the week that you're watching it, as well as those oracle messages if you just wanted to skip to those. So let's jump into the moon energy for this week. So I know I said in last week's video that we were starting off this week with Aries and how I don't like starting off this week with Pisces, but we do have a little bit of Pisces energy early in the morning. Technically still in Pisces until about 8:44 a.m. is when the moon is going to start transitioning, and it will be in void of course until 1:38 p.m. So technically we're not in Aries until Monday afternoon. But I'll take that over a whole Pisces Monday anyways. Aries energy is spring energy. It's literally this beginning of spring, the start of the spring equinox, and it's just a really wonderful way to jumpstart your week as that fire and that light and that energy and that excitement for spring really carries into an Aries moon day. And because the light of the moon is also increasing, this is just added energy. So fire and waxing gibbous energy has a really nice jump start to our week, but also to a full moon week. It kind of, especially with the energy really like increasing and crescendoing towards the full moon at the very end of the week, it's nice to have that jump start here that will hopefully continue throughout the week. So we'll be in Aries energy from Monday afternoon all day Tuesday until 10:13 p.m. is when we'll start to transition, and it's kind of a very long transition. This also felt like a very short time for the moon to be technically in Aries because we have 1:30 Monday afternoon, and then so that's only a little over 24 hours. And then we have this very long transition from 10 o'clock Tuesday evening until 4 p.m. Wednesday evening. So the beginning of Wednesday is going to be in the void of course time when the moon is in between Aries and Taurus. And then we'll really start to feel the Taurus energy from 4 p.m. Wednesday and all day Thursday and into Friday afternoon. So Taurus energy always follows Aries. It's the middle of spring, whereas Aries was that jump start to spring. Taurus is more established energy. Aries is very much like starting and initiating, and Taurus is like already grounded and rooted. So it's like if you think of the analogy of plants, Aries is like when that first little sproutling pops out of the ground. Taurus energy is like the roots are developed, the leaves have grown bigger, and you might start to see like flowers or buds starting to happen during Taurus season. So this is just like very grounded and rooted energy, being an earth sign. With its symbol being the bull, I always see it as like taking the like really sure-footed, heavy steps towards things. So slowing down, but like still being confident with your movement, still moving forward with grace. And this is typically like from the first quarter on is typically like when I notice like I'm most productive during this time between a first quarter and a full moon. I find that I'm just like so much more productive. And even in the waning phases after the moon too, the full moon to the last quarter is so first quarter to last quarter is I find is when I am like the most productive. Even though typically you would think like new moon to full moon would be your most productive and full moon to new moon would be least productive, but I find that first quarter to last quarter is when I'm most active and just more inspired and get more things done, whether it's waxing or waning. So it feels like we have the potential to have like a very productive week. And then when we move into Gemini on Friday at 5:22 p.m., that's going to put us in that full moon energy, which is kind of like party mode, celebration mode, especially being on a Friday and a weekend. The full moon is technically at 4:01 a.m. Sunday, and we will be transitioning into Cancer Sunday afternoon. So just keep that in mind if you're like planning on full moon activities for Sunday, that we're technically going to be in Cancer Sunday evening. So you might want to do your full moon activities on Saturday night because it's really technically full early Sunday morning. So Gemini energy is a mutable sign. It transitions us from that Aries and Taurus spring energy into summer. So mutable signs are very much like I'm a little bit of spring, I'm a little bit of summer. They're mutable and they're flexible and more easygoing than some of the other signs. Taurus is a fixed sign, so it's a little bit stubborn, and especially with that earth energy, it's grounded. Aries is a cardinal sign, so it's the first sign. It's an initiator. It starts things, but it might have trouble finishing things. Gemini and mutable signs can do either or. They're very flexible, easygoing, and especially with Gemini energy, we have a little bit more playful energy. I mean, this is like transitioning from spring to summer. This is very playful summertime energy. So it feels like this full moon is going to be highlighting for us like remember to play. Remember to play. The world is crazy. I'm sure everybody's running around getting ready for the holidays and life is stressful. The world is crazy. Did I say that already? And so Gemini reminds us, but like to find the good things in life, to find that other side of the coin that, like, yes, it's crazy, but all of the things that you are stressing yourself out trying to do is probably because you're trying to love and support somebody else. So it's reminding you like why you do the things that you do. And if you don't like the reasons that you're doing the things that you do, maybe you shouldn't be doing them. So I think that we're going to see that duality, that other side of the coin that Gemini can show us and illuminate for this full moon. So for in the Just a Phase Man Planner, we have two permission slips for you over this full moon and while Mars is retrograde. We have the Gemini permission slip to play and the Mars retrograde permission slip to hibernate. I don't know about you, like even though we're in a waxing moon phase while I'm filming this, and I'm just so tired. All I want to do is sleep. I want to sleep for the entire month of December and maybe some of January too. So we had two decks that wanted to jump out. This first one came out for the Gemini full moon, the Oracle of Light and Dreams by Scott Howden. The imagery is so beautiful in this, and it felt very like playful and whimsical. So I chose it for the Gemini full moon. But Moonology also wanted to come out today too. So we've got two oracle cards plus our chakra card. So we have Forget Me Not. Commit to simple acts of kindness, empathy, giving, compassion, and connection. In this painting, I wanted to capture the moment of a small act of kindness. I imagined the girl as a Cinderella type figure. She too might be down on her luck and at the beck and call of a wicked godmother or cruel stepsisters. Here, the chivalrous mouse, aware of the girl's plight, wishes to cheer her up by offering her a tiny bouquet of forget-me-nots. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Every small act of kindness is an opportunity to have a positive impact on the lives of others. When we demonstrate kindness, we selflessly promote empathy, compassion, and a sense of connection. By making kindness a natural expression of who we are, we also improve your own happiness and self-esteem and help to liberate ourselves from selfishness, self-obsession, and isolation. And there's a Henry James quote here. 3 things in human life are important. The first is to be kind. The second is to be kind. And the third is to be kind. So this reminded me of a couple of things. The first thing it reminded me of is I have a prayer to Hecate that I say every morning. And one of the lines in it is may I be kind to myself and others, which is kind of interesting because I had just recited that before filming this and picking this card. But anyways, the second thing that it made me think of is just thinking about kindness in general, or thinking about playfulness, and when we're talking about the Gemini full moon, and how it made me think of things like what is preventing you from being playful or feeling playful and having that like little spark of like, I don't know, like innocence or excitedness that like allows you to like let go and surrender and play. And I think just being kind is a very simple way to maybe kind of flip that switch from being stressed out or anxious into a more like relaxed, playful kind of place. Because um, kindness, kindness is easy. We make it more difficult than it has to be. And we don't know what anybody else is going through. And I'm really mean to myself. So I have to remind myself to be. That's why that line is in, or that's why I picked that prayer specifically, because it's asking me to be kind to myself and others, because it's really easy for me to be kind to others, but I tend to beat myself up a lot. So I think that this act of kindness, or just trying to be a little bit more kind, can maybe help us get into that more Gemini playful, that other side of the coin that like, yeah, this is stressful, but most of the time we can't do anything about whatever the anxiety is, or anxiety provoking thing is. So why not just relax and play? Like, don't bother trouble, or don't bother worry. Is that a phrase? I get phrases mixed up so so much. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, this is such a cute little card with this cute little mouse reminding us to be kind this week. And then check this out. We also have Moon Dance Celebration, perfect for a Gemini moon. This card brings good news. Yay! You will soon have a good reason to celebrate. A full moon is a good reason to celebrate also. Expect good things and positive developments. Think about all the good in your life at this very moment. What do you have to be grateful for? Be grateful for it right now. Do a little dance of gratitude. Do a little dance of gratitude and stay focused on solutions, not problems. Open your heart and be as happy as you can with the way things are now. Being upbeat about good things in your life is hugely important when it comes to creating the life that you want. It's as though better things come to people who are already buzzing. The essential message of this card is you'll get what you want once you love what you have. Feeling grateful is key. If you're going through a situation so tough that it's hard to be grateful, dig deeper for something that you're happy about. Good times are always ahead. You just have to believe it. And this card is a sign urging you to be more optimistic. You have every reason for optimism. There's good news coming. Be sociable, praise your life, take up dancing, and say yes to a party. Sometimes you need to celebrate before you really have something to celebrate. Make life a celebration and not just on special occasions. And why not celebrate? Again, why not celebrate a full moon? So we're being asked to be kind and grateful for this full moon. But wait, there's more. Guess what chakra card we have? Unlimited prosperity. Money is energy, and we hold a precious choice whether to prevent or encourage its flow. Are your channels for giving and receiving open wide enough? Do you allow the vibration of prosperity to radiate both from you and towards you? Reflect on your resources and how you can use them to create more abundance for both yourself and those around you. Remember also to give back with an open heart for all that is coming your way. Give thanks before you receive. This is a solar plexus chakra card. The herb they recommend is, or the crystal they recommend is yellow fluorite, and the herb is basil. How many times have we gotten this card? I'm going to create like an interpretive dance for this card because we get it so frequently. And this reminded me of something else that happened this morning, in addition to the prayer that I was talking about earlier, is I was struggling to get out of bed like usual. And I was just laying there and I was like all curled up, had like a teddy bear that I was hugging. And I was just like, I don't want to get up. Like I was asking, I was like, please, 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 like give me a reason to like get out of bed. Give me a reason to get excited. Give me a reason to feel hopeful. Like just give me a reason. And the message that I received was like you're not being receptive right now. I was literally like curled up hugging a teddy bear. Like I was closed off. I was contracted. So I like flipped over, rolled onto my back, and I was like, and I had my palms like open by my side. And I was like, okay, I'm open to receive. And then eventually I got up. But it was interesting because when we are stressed out, we literally like tense up and close ourselves off. So like if we're not open and relaxed to like receive, we're not going to receive. We are literally closing the door. Like nope. No entry. So like open those channels. Are your channels for giving and receiving open wide enough? And so our crystal is honey calcite. It's known to heal the mother wound. It's a powerful partner in assisting you to release stuck energy so that you can heal and move forward with greater presence, ease, and forgiveness. This gem's nurturing vibration brings gentle protection, optimism, and insight. It activates the solar plexus chakra and promotes a smooth flow of energy through your body and spirit. The affirmation is I am held and healed. I release stuck energy and forgive with grace. So, what happens when we release stuck energy? We're creating space for more things to come in. So, if we release these blockages, we have all this room for the abundance and the prosperity and the things that we're calling in to come in. So, seems like this full moon, this Gemini full moon is for sure connecting to the solar plexus chakra. We have a solar plexus chakra card. We have a solar plexus chakra gemstone today, and we have a card for celebration and gratefulness and kindness. So these are all things that can help us switch from that stuck in the mud, Mars retrograde kind of energy and push us into a more positive energy flow, which I think can also tap into that Neptune going direct, Neptune in Pisces, that dreamy energy that's going to help us figure out where our Sagittarius sun season arrow is pointing. We're now like we have the illumination of the full moon, and then we have that clarity with Neptune going direct, so that hopefully we can finally figure out where the heck we're going, what are we doing next year. Also, dance. And I just love this picture of the people by the moon. How cool is that? Am I gonna be able to fit all these cards on here? So many cards. Oh my gosh, do we even need this one to be bigger? How many? We have it all memorized by now, right? So it sounds like throughout this week, as we have this waxing gibbous week that's leading up to this big, bright Gemini playful moon, gives us the opportunity to I don't know, I get this imagery of just, like, letting things go, even though, like, in a waxing moon, we're calling things in, but I feel like we're creating space for this kindness and this gratefulness and this playfulness to, like, come in. If I feel like we're just kind of, like, releasing and releasing and releasing and shedding any negative energy, reminding ourselves to be kind, reminding ourselves of the things that we are grateful for so that we can call more of that in, so that we can relax our muscles to be open instead of contracted so that we're able to receive. I hope that you have a wonderful week and I hope that you have a beautiful, playful Gemini full moon. And I want to thank you for being here. And I can't wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon. I need a Let Winter Be Winter merch. How am I going to do that? Someone help me make Let Winter Be Winter merch. Ooh.